ICT-based assessment, NELT. I am Suhartati. I am the English lecturer in my campus, that's PANS Kampus Sumeneb, and I'm from Indonesia. Well, before continue to the next or detailed explanation, it's important for us to know the keywords of the topic today. So they are ICT, assessment, and ELT. At the first time, I will explain them one by one, and then the next, we are going to talk the ICT-based assessment itself. Next, ICT. What is ICT actually? ICT is the abbreviation of Information and Communication Technology. Talking about technology is a very huge thing, and it's not a strange thing that we talk in this time. I have two definitions there about the ICT. First, ICT covers all forms of computer and communications equipment and software used to create, design, store, transmit, interpret, and manipulate information and its various formats. To see the definitions is so attractive and fun if you can see that. The next definition is ICT is an umbrella term that includes any communication device encompassing radio, television, cell phones, computer and network hardware, satellite system, and so on, as well as the various services and appliances with them, such as a video conferencing and distance learning. So the second definition is a little bit close to the teaching and learning process, right? And then these are on the right side, I have some examples of the general IT tools that have already exist around us and we can find them easily, but maybe some of us doesn't use them. But for the desktop, laptops, projector, digital cameras, printers, and some of them, that's we use that every day. It seems like that's not only for the teacher but also the learners. They are very close to the things. It means ICT is everything nowadays in our life. But actually, ICT is has been already used. That's not only in education but also almost in all the fields in our life. It seems like in the business or others. So if you talk about ICT, it's not a strange thing, it's not a new thing, but the most important one is how we follow the development of the ICT. Nowadays, the technology run fast. The technology develops so fast. There are many um technology tools we find there are many applications that provides by the developer that actually the most point here is how we can use the tools, how we can use the application, or how we can use the ICT smartly to improve our teaching and learning process. That is the most important one. Nowadays, not only the students but also us as our teachers, if we need some informations of or everything in our life, that's so easy to provide together or to get some informations from all around the world. We just need to type the keywords in the search engine and we can get all the things that we need. That's also become a challenge for us as a teacher. Can we follow or can we balance the fast technology development and our skills or our knowledge in technology? That's the biggest problem. Next, talking about assessment, this is the second keyword that I have. Assessment is the process of identifying, gathering, and interpreting informations about students' learning. Everyone know you are as a students, my audience, you have some assessments, and we are. the speakers, as the learner, as the lecturers or teachers, we do the assessment. We give some assessment for our students in some period of time. And what kind of assessment that you want? Oral assessment or written assessment? Both of kinds the assessment is easily done, is easily helped by us in the traditional in the traditional styles using the paper and the pen. But nowadays the oral and written assessment is improved, is developed using the ICT, and we will talk it later. Next, next about the type of assessment. The first I have formative assessment, summative assessment, diagnostic assessment, authentic assessment, and performance assessment. Formative assessment means feedback and information during the sorry. Formative sorry sir. I get okay. Okay, I will continue.
Yes, you can continue.
Mhm. The formative assessment provides feedbacks and information during the instructional process while learning is taking place and while learning is occurring. It seems like when you give a quiz or task to your students. Summative assessment takes place after the learning has been completed and provide information and feedback that sums up the teaching and the learning process. It means you did it after all of the process of your teaching learning. And then diagnostic assessment can help you identify your students' current knowledge of a subject, their skill sets and capabilities, and to clarify misconceptions before teaching takes place. It means you do this assessment before doing the teaching and learning process. And then the fourth is authentic assessment, includes a task for students to perform and rubric by which their performance on the task will be evaluated. And then the last is performance assessment. Performance assessment is one which requires students to demonstrate that they have mastered specific skills and competencies by performing or producing something. It means what they have after they mastering one skill, and then what they have, what they can produce at that time. Next is about ELT. This is the third or the last keyword that I have. ELT actually is the shortened of English language teaching. Talking about English language teaching is a long life process. It's a long life topic that we will have as long as we are as a human still exists in this world. But actually here we talk about English and language teaching, that we have English as the second language for our learners or for us as lecturers. Four skills that we should master in the English language teaching. The first is listening, writing, reading, and speaking. Okay. Some days or some years ago, maybe we just gathered some information to master our second language by reading the books. But nowadays, the ICT provides everything that we have. We can communicate with some native speakers directly. We can listen some of the podcasts using the native language that we need. We can practice some writings, and we can compare our writing with some text that the native has. We can read some reading text that's written by the native. That's one of the ICT that given to us. Okay. Next, why should be ICT? Why should be ICT as the main topic? Why should be ICT as the main as one of the curriculum that Indonesia have? So the government um include the computer, what is that? Computer technology, okay, in our curriculum. So there are three main rationales for the importance of including ICT in education. First, the economic aspect of the OECD states that 21st century employers considers workers with ICT skills to be preferable. It means when we want to have a work, when we want to have start activity, we should everyone will ask what we can do with the ICT, what we mastered with the ICT. So that's the important or the rationale's importance why we should include ICT in education. And then the next one is social aspect. Here written, ICT considered to be a requirement for social participation in community and workplace since ICT now is in the same position as literacy and numeracy. It seems like when we have online learning, so we need parents to control the students' development in the teaching and learning. So that's also um, why we should include the ICT in education. And the third one is the pedagogical aspect. ICT plays significant roles in broadening and enriching teaching and learning. As I said before, gathering some information, sharing our teaching materials using ICT is very easy. And all over the world, all the students, wherever they are, they can be accessed easily with everything that we will give to them. It seems like when we want to share the material, they can access the material easily everywhere they are. They just need to access in their mobile phone or in the laptop. Next, the advantages of ICT usage in English language teaching. First, as the capacity control presentation. It seems like when we present something using a book to our learners, is a fixed material, is a fixed presentation. So we don't have any creative presentation there. It it's unlike when we use computer to have a presentation or to share the material to the students. For example, when we want to do a listening section, we don't do the listening section only, but we can combine between video and or visual. I mean visual with listening material. That's what I mean. The second one is novelty and creativity. It means a teacher can use different material for each lesson. It's unlike when you use a book, which is we have same material, the topic is same, the media is same, the material, the written, the text, the task, the question, and everything are same. But it's different with when we use the ICT in our language teaching. We can improve, we can create, we can apa? We can create some different material for each classes. And then the next is about the feedback. Computers, if you use the computers will provide a fast feedback to the students' answers through error connection. It's related with the ICT used in assessment. If
Sorry,
we,
Miss Suartati.
yes,
Two more minutes.
okay. And then the next is adaptability. Computer program can be adapted by the teachers suit their students need, so we can choose the most fit material or the most fit media with our students need. Next, this is the role of ICT in the assessment. For the students will be choose the ICT based assessment, or as we call e-assessment, because it will motivate us, it will create more fun environment when they have a test or assessment. And for the teachers or for the lecturers, it will be a we will have a we will get a shorter time to get the score to analyze the students' answer and others. And then these are some applications that we can use to create our assessment to be more fun, more creative, and it will make our students will be seems like just playing games when they have a assessment. So they will don't feel they will not feel that they have an assessment. So they are you can access them in your search engine easily, or you can use seems like some platform, it seems like YouTube or YouTube channel to share their oral assessment. You can use that also. And then these are the implementation of e-assessment. Some challenges, it seems like when we have a problem in using ICT in our teaching and learning, it seems like we don't have a computer or internet access well, or our students is not really experienced in the computer operation, or our we are as a lecturer is a little bit late to update our knowledge in the ICT. That's the problem. So that's why we have to update all the skills or our knowledge. So that's all from my presentation. Thank you very much.